20,000 to a semantics. It's a lie. It's a scam. John Romani Mama, Memoon, Mrs. Well, you were near one tear said that. Samuel Okuja Trouble. It throws a mirror of justice. Minia Pano, so bidding woman say anti-corruption and some also fight here. Other than a war cover with Nipakura and Dimos, but Nipa Bieniho. It is only when you are an AI government that is how you can do that. So, we are man for the man for you. Because idea Sammy Gyamfi will go board honor. A serious issue. Oresa only obtained PPA certificate in May 2025. And he had a contract in a year in July 2025. June 2025. And Sammy Gyamfi, Amu contract through sole sourcing to the tune of a year 110 billion. Now, causing financial loss, abuse of office, unlawful procurement. Ninja Sammy Gyamfi, one day you go to jail. Sammy Gyamfi said the officer will bet in a mono. Sa office no we hear TV 85 inches. Goyi no what wa minim so de be hwepo no. So de be hwe de ye. Oton 840,687. Sem enka tete 8 billion. Can me catch them last year say Sammy Gyamfi will go to jail.
Okatakyie Afrifa mensa NIT no. O say Sammy Gyamfi krono a wo bogana. What me koto TV 85 inches 8 billion. That's an inch back by 1 billion. Possible. Hey! Na so source standard be na mom contract. Ese we zo no contract. Contract no musika. UBCC Bank of Ghana or more former office na kwatra ho na upakichi cabinet nyina ho. And Sammy Gyamfi there. And now, what the chakano or say a buying no sisa name people buying bar a 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. I hear years of Sammy Gyamfi go to jail because I bought my no chrono. And now, ye oh new map on Abano. Oh, Ghana new map no ye. Ghana say a USA ne, Iran ne, Israel te mumi. Okatakyie dia ba. I tell me about trend. Na contractor aban no de ma any sika manfo di no manfo hwi sika o mama hwi.
This is Boadu TV, truth and integrity.
The corruption crusader now will fight for the people there. Obidi womua, why do you cover it? Samuel Okuja Trouble. It throws a mirror of justice. Minia Pano, so obidi womuna say anti-corruption and some also fight here. Other than a war cover with Nipakura and Dimos, but Nipa Bieniho. It is a made up name.
It has to go, Minia. It has.
So based on these lies are throwing, Anna, President Mahama Bayeno, was say all sale of state lands, TNA, or the ban atoso, it means your government appointee. Won't mean to cantonment in Sase. And any pa bonne semina ye political class in one. Mube we man phone sika we. Mo kwa na mo amasa ton state lands in the amamo. Any day, anytime, that is immoral. If it's a cantonment in Sase, Laboni in Sase, Sase in the bend the central business point of Accra, which is Ghana. Which is Accra and Potemu. It's a Yenipa Bonisem na Yemua. Anka Sansas in Yedisi high-rise buildings. Moba ya Bruchiri, Moba Italy, Moba America, Babia and Nippon, the central business point of Ayekuruno. Ye see high-rise buildings, said the Baya nurse for Benya Bimwatna. Said the Baya doctor for Benya Bimwatna, no much mere Belgiumantem. And a political class, no, Sabi Prendias, in Kurasi Semunti. Baby, I did the war, I will play fast war. Cantonment. Enkurasi 70 years, 1 year pe. Oba Bruchira is a phone of Bruchino, Wamuti, a crony to the one, and so yet the idea, one more money at a political class or mother some month for an econo. State lands and no SC high rise building, my mum for Ninja Bino. South State lands and one or more Toma or Moho. It year I don't know money, Mamma buy or say. One no dear, one agreed to state land sales, a year also. Afe ya da sore ya yenhwe monkan krate mame monkan mame na mente brofo monkan mame o Government lifts ban on suspension of sale of public lands with immediate effect. Sabro for yaza say. Sabro for mon chira basie me be sabe ti ase. Government lifts ban on suspension of sale of public lands with immediate effect. Abai no osi state lands no. Yemfa tabono ento so no. Tabono no a wode to so no, wono asa akoyi tabono no afiri so with immediate effect. If say omo ba betwa bia ton. Omo ba betwa bia mo ho. Eti be ka kire say aban no ye akohwifo aban, killnet aban, atoro aban. Aban a wo say okoye to abla kwase. Ya ton sase am ye ho for that matter, sa sase ton no enya nyade yenyim free ho. Afi aban ne ba ya. Aban ne say government lift ban on suspension na brofo no kura mentiase e bi say what the ban atoso a wasa lift ban no on the ban. If the government need the ban to state land sales so and wasa lift ban no on the hey woji sa ban we di woji kionet aban yi di me it say woji ni di a wadwene sai wo beton sa ase ni bia ma ne ho obi twan sa ase ato adi. So you believe this government at your own peril. Woji aban we di at your own peril. Aban we won kan kore atro aban kionet aban wo mo pay more of the optics. Na jo mama ehye a military suit no oye say ni eboje ne so. They believe in more of the optics than the reality. It me pesa manfo ne tie ase. Me de madwuma ne se me bie wani information me de ma wade ode be ye de. Anyim asem NDC fo a mobile ya mbedidi atem a mobuafu mu amoho ma aban na ebu a mamu fo kankan. It mbufu mu amoho. It's government say wa left ban. Let's interpret the words that were used very clearly. Or say it is only an intelligent government that can do this. Okay, intelligent. I'm not so sure about the intelligent government. But I agree with him when he said that it's only a government with. Okay, so I agree with him when he said that it is only a smart government that can do it. So here, smart is synonymous to AI. In this modern day and era, when we say something is smart, it means artificial intelligence, AI. So I agree with him when he says that it is only a smart government that can do this. Yes, I agree. John Jinabo, your government is an AI government. Your government is an artificial intelligence government. It is only a smart government that can do, because say petrol, 1 cedi. Now the another 1 cedi bekanwa. Also, it will not increase the prices at the pump. It is only when you are an AI government that is how you can do that. So we are that the Akufo government is insensitive. Hey, it is also to petrol no insensitive ana. Afe wa musio eye Tehran, Tel Aviv, Israel, US, Iran war, and this adewe eba. Israel, US, Iran war. John Romani Mama so kachire say na you free Ghana call Russia and Ukraine. 700,000 kilometers. Emfa ye ho ba bia. Enti we me da sorry ye Kofi Chei. And so there be ohene say wo ye mistake. Mistake a wo ye ne say ya relocate Ghana. Eti Kofi Chei MPP a Syria caller. We a very brilliant guy. No, so ohene wuni muntia ya relocate Ghana enti mesrewa. This is the new map of Ghana. Mesremo. They say Ghana baby a yehye no. The entia Russia Israel Tel Aviv debe war no affect Ghana fuel prices. And they say, yes, Ramwa, ze Ghana, okoye benkum so a, United States, and away ye benkum so. Okoye nifa so a, ye nifa so no eye Israel. Ana esoro baby ana Burkina Faso wo no say eye Iran. And they say, wa mo sa nipa mi ensa ntokwa no, affect ye papa. Mesremwa, they say, ye change Ghana, baby a ye wo. The map of Ghana has been changed. So in case you did not know, the entire fool no air kosoro under John Dramani Mahama say, you relocate your map no. Eti map no okoko dru soro baby ana Burkina Faso wonu a e say nya Burkina Faso ne da obiu e say ye Iran e say okoko dru ni mfimfi enya ayi na wo obiu eye okọ nchen United States ana oba nchen a Israel ana wo ho now yenko na haban we dia me say wo bi omudi ati o mpero or they ask, when did it happen? And yes, the boundaries of Ghana has been changed. Eti momo aban fun say dear, ampa ibi was aban fun say, aban fun pa. Na yeka aban fun, ye sure say mat gold board, Standogbe, Sammy Gyamfi. Medika ka kyerem say your mama memo ni se begu a. Sam form yensa ne begu no. Sam Okujeto, Sam Sam George, and Sam Gyamfi, Sammy Gyamfi. Sam for the three Sams. Minim the omoji wa jomama memu. Three Sams yi ne begu jomama memu. Samsi, omo ne bebu jomama memu. Ediye na esie gold board, ediye na esie frakadama ban, ediye na esie. Yesi nyina ne se Sam Gyamfi, dodo no anim se yefra ne Sammy Gyamfi. Wone eye Standogbe. By way pa Sam Gyamfi ne Standogbe. Ejira tres Sams begu jo mama memu no. Mumi ahe papa yi. Ora ye friend Standogbe. Why day? Standogbe ye deputy chief of staff under John Dramani Mahama. Now, deputy chief of staff under John Dramani Mahama, dear, one of the things of Hesupa CEOs, ministers, eti John Dramani Mahama memuono koso no ano. Yes, say ne company, and yes, this one is proven. The records have it. Say the company. Na owura ninua owura Standogbe ninua ene Welenam Dogbe ono nso ye deputy director general of Senate eti ye ka wonche niamamuo family and friends amamu a Sam Trefo no wonche niamamuo Standogbe nie wa deputy chief of staff wagene sika suit de enti a wagene sika suit no ma kire mo ye wisika papa. Wamo wisika o. Be sure what 11 million a year scandal be gold board 11 million gold board. Won't yasia me chira wase am what yasia. Na se chira ne se owura yi Standogbe yi a we deputy chief of staff. Woni ni nua yi a year Welenam Dogbe. Wamo wa company bi a ye frɛ no a year Kari dia ben babi ora Sammy Gyamfi asema o kan opposition say aban no dia wode bɔ manfo no krono pa so sourcing instead so obebiem na competitive bidding competitive tendering process akoso which is very transparent aban no say oh ye kɔhyɛ dem ne dia manipa baako okay ora Sammy Gyamfi asema o kan opposition say aban no dia wode bɔ manfo no krono pa so sourcing instead so obebiem na competitive bidding competitive tendering process akoso which is very transparent aban no say oh ye kɔhyɛ dem ne dia manipa baako okay same na edi asem na asa ka biwo apart from the waka yensa ntie Sammy Gyamfi biwo.
Look, what is so special about a 120-meter asphalt runway?
What is so special?
What is so special about what government itself describes as minimal renovation of a building? And if Andy can put the pictures of the Sunyani Airport on the screen.
Renovation of a building. Tienye, what is so special about a minimal renovation of a building to the extent that it needs to be done under sole sourcing? Tienye, Sammy Gyamfi henu mo asem nie. This is the word of God coming from Sammy Gyamfi. According to Sammy Gyamfi, what is so special about minimal renovation of a building? So Sammy Gyamfi is CEO of a Gold Board. Now Gold Board, baby, and a Bank of Ghana dined that one. Bank of Ghana dined that no, you see a renovate because Gold Board a movie in. Now time a Bank of Ghana team no yen team in them. It yes a Yamani a Sammy Gyamfi seal to a penishe. Any idea yes a Yamani a Fenny Tremuniade. It's ye be renovation of the Bank of Ghana dined that. Ye be renovation. Now, according to Sammy Gyamfi, when he was in opposition, what is so special about renovation of a building to the extent that it needs to be done under social sense? It's ye follow sika, near follow certificate, near follow procurement trail, near follow emran and one who says Sammy Gyamfi no or car say, chrono a year bonne facasia noir is so seno. And they Sammy Gyamfi air boy a chrono through social sense. And I'm stating his own words. These are his words, not mine. Now, yan shadie. Gold Board already. Yes, here is Sammy Gyamfi say or pay TV ne dem. The office actually. Now a quarter 40 83-inch TV. Tienyo. Sammy Gyamfi akoto 85-inch TV. Now 85-inch TV no. Sammy Gyamfi to TV no 800,000, 443,000, 843,687. Tienyo. Sammy Gyamfi. A wono de no asi ye bo krono. Sammy Gyamfi say ne office a wo betine mu no. Sa office no ohia TV 85 inches. Goyi no what wa minim so de behwepo no. So de behwe de ye. Me hunu de Sammy Gyamfi hia 85 inches TV. Na 85 inches TV no. Original price of 85 inches TV. Enru even 40,000 Ghana cedi. Sammy Gyamfi nkwa koto 85 inches TV or turn 843,687. Semeka 843,000 na emo ho a enka tete 8 billion. 80 billion. 100,000 baako. 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, 800,000, 8 billion ne chi. Ana Sammy Gyamfi di akoto TV ba kwa bebo aye ne office. Womu a womu se womu ye aye social democrat for akromfo asefo. Sente sadia aye den na wutimi di TV ba ako billion 800,000 and 1 billion 200,000 300,000 400,000 500 600,000 700,000 800,000 843,000 and Sammy Gyamfi dia koto eye na any serious country Sammy Gyamfi should have been shot to death. I'm telling you. Such crime television ba kwa wo hia won office or the 8 billion in a chi. Most so chrono we so. Eka kire me kwa Afrifa say e ya ho ye anti. Sammy Gyamfi say na yuma wo be ye no TV wo hia no won office wo hia 8 billion TV back wo hia 8 billion. 8 billion. Now according to the contract no kitchen cabinet, stove, microwave aye install Sammy Gyamfi office kitchen cabinet minim so oba be no aduane wo so be den o. Sa kitchen cabinet no e cost Ghana for taxpayer 297,567. Tienye. Sammy Gyamfi ese ne dantie mo Ghana for bebre na mabobo adam. Sammy Gyamfi etwoka eye TV a Sammy Gyamfi ene ne office TV e wo ho ene ne kitchen cabinet ene ne stove aye install Okaboma to the tune of 1.1 million Ghana cedi. 1.1 million Ghana cedi. And can't it 10 billion. Ti madwene. Ogoka TV baako. Any year install a kitchen baako. To the tune of and can't it 10 billion. You can't 10 billion, 1.1 million. It's missy 5-bedroom house. Ewo Ghana, fully furnished 5-bedroom house. 1.1 million. Sammy Gyamfi dia to TV and the kitchen cabinet dia boni fee. I need them. The office. While businesses are collapsing, young people nya adwuma. A teacher for yentimi ntri omuka. Obi se ohia television. Obi se ohia kitchen cabinet. Obisi wo here 1.1 million enkante 10 billion. Now you to know some years have been previous and ya adwene ne nya adwumanti. And then by this time the youth should have marched to Sammy Gyamfi's office. So you to net see what is happening to them. So will be to me you sue a year and quantity 8 billion the to TV. Now you moving away from it. Now you shadie. Who movie away? Before says Sammy Gyamfi had a contract of 11 million Ghana cedi. Ebema a year ora stando be nini nua dogbe. Omo company no. Sammy Gyamfi had a company be your friend Gracefield. What a furniture contract worth 1 million. And then MPP communicators will be a Sammy Gyamfi the kind the contract sum of 1 million Ghana cedi said furnitures and konya table are war twice in the office no. 1 million Ghana cedi. Ne konya war twice in the office no. And can't 10 billion and open konya dear in the office. It will the TV ne hoa. And the microwave no hoa. Sammy Gyamfi nkonya wodi sini dem ni TV ni microwave e won the office 20 billion enka aditiska 20 billion 2.1 million or the same contract name at Gracefield. Now months earlier ebi a wadi kama contract say yankofa nkonya mrawo. Surprisingly company your friend Koresa was a Koresa company your friend Koresa was a Koresa muncheniye. Now Koresa company was a diabe no Koresa Limited no. Ora Standogbe our deputy chief of staff. We Stansikani Standogbe. Any ninua we willenam dogbe. Ana sa company no omodia. Se ope chrono daylight robbery. Ano omu only Koresa. For you to know that Koresa ni ye omodia no hweniye. Now oko Wezo Standogbe ni ko for omodia sa Wezo group limited na Standogbe ni nua dia. Now Standogbe ni nua no. Ofa Koresa no email address. Just so you know, the email address of Koresa is koresa@wezogroup.com. Tienio. Eti company no Standogbe eni nua ana omodia. Now Standogbe deputy chief of staff eni nua ana Sammy Gyamfi awarded omo company contract to the tune of 11 million and 110 billion. 110 billion. Mobeka ya meka kire mo last year say Sammy Gyamfi will go to jail. Sammy Gyamfi will go to jail because idea Sammy Gyamfi yan will go board hono. A serious issue. Sa gold board ho idea Sammy Gyamfi yan. Now Sammy Gyamfi amma Standogbe a company to the tune of 11 million Ghana cedi. But within the 11 million Ghana cedi, no, there is a component for furniture. Don't forget that when you come at Gracefield, a furniture contract of 1 million Ghana cedi. Now there is a component in the 11 million for furniture to the tune of 3 million Ghana cedi. So it's all the 3 million Ghana cedi way ekoka the 1 million already as Sammy Gyamfi ma Gracefield now. It means Sammy Gyamfi spent 4 million Ghana cedi on furniture alone in the gold board office. You can 4 million Ghana cedi name Rawa and can't 40 billion. Billion, how 40. Sammy Gyamfi. It is Sammy Gyamfi office in Kwano and Konya and table near the on in a month for be use no. To the tune of 40 billion and can't 4 million. Now both Wezo Group any Koresa Ghana Limited no. Medical catchem say Standogbe dia. Standogbe yinsu ye deputy chief of staff. Ni nua no so one ne ye no deputy Omo office wa agrenga no tienie. Na ye ma omo contract no. It was through sole sourcing. When you mere coincidence, this is pure thievery and architecture to steal from the people. And you na Sammy Gyamfi abai so de kwhye dem e de amani pa ba akope. Now, Sammy Gyamfi the share them so they must stand up in your company through so sourcing. Now, the irony of it is that even by the time I had a year contract in a moment, not per a year, so sourcing, You need works and housing certificate. You need valid PPA certificate. Now, irony, Koresa only obtained PPA certificate in May 2025. And he had a contract in a year in July 2025. June 2025. Now, the time why you did a year contract in a moment, none PPA said, which of the certificate? I think the PPA. It will share a year PPA certificate. Now, but Sammy Gyamfi says still our person will chrono, and these are the words of Sammy Gyamfi. A person will a chrono through source inti, what the man stand up with, and then the company. Now, Public Procurement Act Section 40, actually, a first way so sourcing. The only reason a so sourcing is when there is no alternative supplier. When there is an extreme emergency. Eti, bueno, Sammy Gyamfi kasa. Yasi ebe so sourcing na. So sourcing ni nyina say ye mie competitive tendering. Ye nye mankrofo bebre nu amemeye bi nemo ye hia nipa ba akopɛ. And per section 40 of the Public Procurement Act 663, the only time we do so sourcing is allowed is when one there is no alternative supplier. Contractee, nipa omo ye renovation of buildings bebre wa Ghana. Sammy Gyamfi so de bema eye korosa. We just stand up with you. What is so special about renovation of a year Bank of Ghana old building a Wu Gold Board that it could not have been through competitive tendering? What is so urgent about it? But clearly Sammy Gyamfi wants to steal us through a year one standogbe. Obeso wi ayi. Standogbe ene ni nua wele nam dogbe. Obeso mu wi ayi nti ana Sammy Gyamfi amu contract through sourcing to the tune of a year 110 billion. Now, causing financial loss, abuse of office, unlawful procurement, Sammy Gyamfi, one day you go to jail. Now, so conflict of interest, be any baby. Conflict of interest, baby. If it's a stand up with, threshold of Article 284 to raise it, or say not only when they conflict, but likelihood. Now, Deputy Chief of Staff, who is so powerful, Nase or Kosi will be say or even in the event that it was a competitive bidding, who could have actually stood against a deputy chief of staff? Stand up with me a pian soldier for 2 or training. Stand up with me DJ camera say next stand up with a company or no be compare, let alone when it is done through sourcing. And the guidelines for a year strike is very clear. The violations are there. But Sammy Gyamfi is abusing his office and he will go to jail. Sammy Gyamfi will go to jail one day. 11 million for renovation, 4 million for furniture, 843,000 for TV, 843,000. Kitchen cabinet, 297,000. Sammy Gyamfi, you will go to jail. I'm telling you. Someday soon, you will go to jail. Because there was no urgency for you to give it a sourcing. But you did that simply because you wanted to steal from us. Now you did it against the directive of John Dramani Mahama.
Contracts akesi bebre.
Yeah, well, contract akesi see renovate 11 million Ghana cedis ameto aso.
Abenye de ma ba wo mi anuanom a.
Sammy Gyamfi de ma eye standogbe ni nuanom a sameto aso.
Yemma ho kwan se obi amepribi.
Ah, wo ma kwan mu obi amepribi. So ameto aso.
Yesi peg.
Yesi peg. Yesi peg. Yendo aso.
Yedi sika toto so.
Yedi sika toto so ma TV kura ni yeto 8 billion. Yendo aso.
O mine hwe sika titiri dia.
O mine boka wo gold board titiri dia Sammy Gyamfi to aso.
You will weep for Ghana.
You will weep for Ghana.
As we move along.
As we move along.
Charge ahodoɔ for enuma kɛse ɛwɔ.
Wɔhwene such TV boot. Also wo opposition dey na nim competitive bidding. Na nim aban gase oba nkwasiade awudi. Oba nkwasiade awuti office wa awudi. Sammy Gyamfi, you are a young guy. You've been given the opportunity to serve your people. Now, more young guys here, more opportunity to serve more serve ya. Kwasiade nko na moye. Kwasiade. No hope for our nation. We don't care. Munya hunu sikanwa, that becomes your motivation. We sikani nyafu. We sikano. wo opposition na wonim competitive bidding wobeduru aban mu a wo CEO ho no ayi gold board wonim competitive bidding meboa nyame twedi ampomfa wo bone enchew ade a wode ye o my Ghana no nyame young guy given the opportunity to serve. Look at what you are doing to the nation. Disabled for Yayamobo. Asem ne dika. Eso wana beka Okatakyie Afrifa ma no poi. Me na meka me afa me ho tan ye. Asem no edika. Wine ne beka. Okatakyie Afrifa na no po. Wono ne beka me afa ne ho tan ye. Disabled for no comedy womo. Yo. Anyway, you started your first show. Now, first a year show, no. Just so you know that Jomama Memono, a year fracadam, a tro deception, one more enkano Corintino. Let's look at something. So, this letter was written by Dr. Callistus Mahama, who is the executive secretary to a year John Dramani Mahama. Now, Dr. Callistus Mahama, Eka Assembly in 2025, April 2nd, or trial letter was the suspension of the grant of contract appointment. So, Yeridia was the grant of post-retirement contract appointments to retired public servant staff has been suspended with immediate effect. Now, kindly take note of this directive and ensure strict compliance. So, Yera John Dramani Mahama, the executive secretary, which is Ora Callistus Mahama, on the 2nd of April 2025, last year, a issue communique signed by Dr. Callistus Mahama on behalf of John Dramani Mahama announcing said the decision of the cabinet, the decision of John Dramani Mahama amemuo, and they said all post-retirement contract appointment extension yetwem. It is over 60. Now say so retire yema extension bill. There were no exceptions, there were no extensions, there were no backdoor arrangement. A clean, bold policy on paper by John Dramani Mahama amemuo. But John Dramani Mahama Memuno, the realities on the ground, does it reflect, does it mirror a year letter noa, a year Callistus Mahama, what they buy, Yemusasa question. Now let us have a conversation. Says, with this 60 years here, now you're a public servant, you are supposed to go for retirement. John Dramani Mahama said, all extended our retirement in Emma Ubia. Sa retirement now won't extend no. And they yanshad you. Menoka say acting CEO of jâil GMPC, Kwame Ntua Amwa. Well, Chamu 60 years, say 66 was say, Kwame Ntua Amwa Dimfie say 66 beboa. Sansuna Bennett aye Akantua. Bennett Akantua. Our no year deputy CEO for GIF. On also the 66 years, he is still at post. Sansuna engineer Julius there, yeah. Okay. Engineer Julius Kwame Kwekpena me nidino. MD for ECG currently. MD for ECG Edimfie 62. He is still at post. Meanwhile, John Dramani Mahama said all extended Obia. Dr. Tony Oben, our CEO ma Petroleum Hub. And then Dr. Tony Oben at this 64 years, he is still at post. Dr. Francis Barr, Deputy CEO Cocoa Board. Dr. Francis Barr, Deputy CEO Cocoa Board. And they were also more than 60 years, he is still at post. Sansuna CC Kweno, CEO for Gaming Commission at this 63 years, he is still at post. Sansuna Ora Vincent Kwabenu, water, Ghana Community Water and Sanitation CEO. Wano at the 62 years. Ura Kwabenu is still at post. Now the question we are asking is that policy now what the buyer say won't extend a year the retirement a year package, Question here Busan is it still at post? Is it still real? Are these individuals above a year that policy? Is the policy binding and also because omoye closer to political power, it does not a year reflect, it does not extend to them. If it's a mandatory age for a year retirement is 60 years. John Dramani Mahama by through Dr. Callistus. A year say on extended any retirement via OMA extension. Now, all of a sudden, these people are above the age of 60, and yet they are still at post. IGP, Christian Teteyonu, Waburu 60, he is still at post. Eti Jomama Bayan Swakasa Shesura, Shefom, when Yenipa Betimi Ajeno Adi. Yera John Dramani Mahama, Abayan Swakachera se Shesura, Shefom. If Seminoka se Wakachera as of last year, say one extended any retirement on extended wabwa. Presidency no wonder say for day a year contract more on to mean carry. Or say did I hear their contract extended? Normal contract extended and for this 60 years and above he's supposed to go home. It's in a contract extension. Now the presidency is violating the very directive of Muankasa de Baye. In any case, we knew that your mama memuno can be a or one so nemuno say bayananka way you say the NTA maker says when say atu force yabeka chere say and crofo ma retirement a year bo mo katri omukano. They are more than 40% of a year you pay. Public service for pay. 40% the editorial amount for ika. So if you have issued a nationwide directive suspending a year post-retirement contractor, there is no way so one guy's a baby giba jomama memuno or guys Dr. Callistus, we know you are lying, we know you did not mean it, and we are exposing them. That's exactly what we are going to do. CEOs in the MMDC is at post. Who authorized them to be at post? He said that one guy's policy, you don't believe in it. Now the question we are asking you, how do you tell the ordinary public servant to say unretired at the age of 60? We are politically connected. To say Dr. Tony Obe, no 62, 63, 65, 66, and yet they are still at post because they are politically connected. So the ordinary servant in India, who preach fairness, and yet who practices selective exemption. Dr. Tony Oben and I say for Omo Moroso. There's you say your mama or car or chatro. So Dr. Callistus mama. When our science are communicating, when our Kasama president, there will be the president taker. What set a standard, and yet you cannot walk your own talk. Policy as a will enforce you cannot even enforce your own policy. Dr. Callistus mama. It's a question. Did you mean what you said? Ana aturo ni nada aturo ni nada moya 419 moya frakadam amemu na yaka frakadam amemu yi ye sure se munyina amate eye recruitment eye enioma ekoso say abansi wa bie portal. We are going to unearth the lies by this government. Now, Abayanse recruitment na ekoso. Don't forget, you were a Ghana Armed Forces recruitment. And you were the other security agencies, and the Ministry of Interior. Ghana Armed Forces is not under Ministry of Interior. So, Ministry of Interior were more the prison service, the police service, the National Fire Service. Now, Abayanse 5,000 slots for the Ministry of Interior, National Fire Service, Police, blah, blah, blah. But Yera Mutaka Mubarak, Aturonti, will be a portal and collaboro 500,000. And collaboro 500,000, tienyo. Now, and collab 500,000, or more corporate slot of less than 6,000. Ama nkola ya kwa kutia ene atro ene na adenti nkola na kwa kutia eye 1,600 each krono aban a womane manfo adwuma wo se bone manfo no krono wonim se wo fa nkola 5,000 nanso wa bia 500,000 ama nkola no yesi efre bibi health dia ben omo kwa health maintenance cost 1,600 wo je nkola yi nyina 1,600 wo abra wonim se for even 1% of 500,000. Yaka wasem kai. Afe ya oho akionet aban say. Ono de watie manfo ni sum. And for that matter, President Mahama ahodi emergency a cabinet meeting. Now emergency cabinet meeting ne ba ya. Felix Ofosu Kwache and an said President Mahama has directed the Ministry of Interior say omo increase the intake for 40,000 tienye. Now the letter coming from President Mahama, which was signed by Felix Ofosu Kwache, and it say President Mahama say we increase say recruitment, yenye intake of 40,000 for a period of 4 years. After man for the budget so who read the letter now say President John Omani Mahama has held a high-level meeting with the heads of security agencies, Minister of Interior and Acting Minister of Defense on the ongoing security service recruitment. Following the briefing of the process, the President has directed that the number of men and women to be recruited to the various security agencies should be increased from 20,000 to 40,000 over a 4-year period. Are you serious? After na man for ne bo mun sam shia. President Mahama ya dio wa ya dio. Nam si ye awurade ke ona taban se mo nyame se nyame af men free soro ama. Se nyame twedi ampo af men free soro ama. Ama men mie bie nyoma ni so ankyere mu a ke ona taban de frakadam be kumo. Kienyo the entire maker say President Mahama before see a year recruitment biano. Ministry of Finance, what in a budget sa Ministry of Finance budget no. When they can aye appropriation, tienyo, which is statutory. So appropriation is say Ministry of Finance beka say misika me de ba say me ba be dina fe mu ni nyina no. Ministry of Agric say na me de ba memam 2%. Ministry of Interior memam 11%. Ministry of this memam 10. Ministry of Defense memam 20. 80 ansa ne be di Ghana sika bia no. Ni ya ye appropriation nyina wie. Ewa bra the last budget ya oru ato force de call parliament. Ema parliament jitu mu no. Ministry of Interior ya more 11.4% of the national budget statutory appropriation. Ya dia more. It's 11.4% no. And no na ya be hwa ho say ene emudodo say ane yeyi ade afa recruit for ene ya kan recruit for. Na recruit for no eka ye betua mu the whole year no. Ya factor it into the budget. It's a John Romani Mama be catch say ya top level meeting. And for that matter, you see ye increase a year number name free a year 20,000 to 40,000 over a period of no abusa question say. So 20,000 to 40,000, whereas there has been already appropriated a year statutory appropriation given to Ministry of Interior. Whereas John Romani Mahama said there can never be any over expenditure which has not been appropriated to that ministry. Whereas John Romani Mahama said, asem no work no say a base over expenditure, it must be brought back to Parliament for approval. Whereas the President knows very well, say already know yewo a year allocation a year say Ministry of Interior and Ministry of Defense. Or a year recruitment 10,000 every year. And for that matter, 10,000 out of the 10,000, 4,000 will be given to a year the Ministry of Defense, and 6,000 will be given to Ministry of Interior. How then does the President deceive the people by saying that I have given them the opportunity to increase it from 20,000 to 40,000 within a period? Because first of all, Yara John Dramani Mahama say already no ankasano. The Parliament adia 2 minutes say every year for the next 4 years, yebefa enipa in the security service, i.e., Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Defense, which is the Ghana Armed Forces, Police Service, Fire Service. Yes, yebefa enipa 10,000 every year, which is already estimated. Now, as a John Romani Mahama buying Saba, no beka chere say yes, ye increase 40,000 over a period of a year, 4 years. First of all, it is already accepted. Say a period of 4 years, you know, you better 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. Now 10,000, 10,000 in 4 years, and you're 40. It's Yadi and what to me that. So this communique that has been brought by a year of Ofosuko say we need to now increase it to 40,000 over a period. Now, Ocha 40,000 over a period of 4 years, 10,000 every year. So already it has been agreed upon that 10,000 every year. Now, so you pass that war near Tumfutrogu and Intino. Then they issue this communique. The letter was very clear. The letter did not stipulate that John Dramani Mahama met just the interior minister. Or say he met the security agencies, Minister of Interior, Acting Minister of Defense. So it means the number that we are talking about here, it is inclusive of Ministry of Defense, which under it is Ghana Armed Forces. So Ghana Armed Forces inclusive. And wamu increase every a year, 20,000 to a year semantics. It's a lie, it's a scam. John Dramani Mahama memu me say when ye wani a won tia se da ye frakadama memu no one pay attention to details wo mbebri wani so because nearly half a million of your young people have applied, 500,000. Now we confirm 5,000. Now already when him say offer 5,000 they call a year fire service, police, immigration, any idea. The rest never call Ghana Armed Forces, which is already captured and agreed by Parliament. How then do you issue a communique to say, we have now issued a communique saying that they should increase the number to 40,000 over a period of 4 years, whereas already it is captured that it is 10,000 every year over a period of 4 years, amounting to the already existing 40,000. So fellows of Osikwache or ye true for one kind of correct Kionet abai a tronti womuni ahoto. One pay attention, one tiasi. MPP communication is in comatose. Enya aduma kumu ina babuani adin kakra akrasi ya. Instead MPP communication be highlighting the issues of this nature. Most of them they are not highlighting it. So desperate to you to know omo pay adwuma abai said that omo ji omusika. Abai no onu awon kreti adwuma ma mranche no maba wani nya binye. Atro enti woni awoto. Atro enti. How does Ministry of Interior fund say, oh yeah, recruitment, oh found call Parliament, Emma Parliament approve it. Yes, yeah, issue communicate. Eti President Mama so more increase. Ministry of Interior or confess can free hand when the above double a year recruitment, you know. Parliament is approval, so we increase. And there's something called separation of powers. The only institution of state are responsible for the expenditure, the budget of our country is Parliament. They are responsible. The president me can say yeah increase. Senokura na mom peneka MPP time under a year you can say former interior minister 12,000 and year 5 90,000 people applied for 12,000, which is much more realistic. 90,000 people applied for a 12,000 slot. But when you have nearly 500,000 of your population applying for slot, which is not even up to 6,000, are you a thief? What was I ask Kame man for no winya adwuma mo? What's ask Kame? Abayne skame man for no no wonya bi man for wonya bi man kola ne o nanso abayne se skame omo. It would be a at your own peril. Kwasisia, wo jama dem wana joko no aye adwuma no aka no kore. Felise ofosu dia ban dia be. Atro de o hwehwe no na hunu no a ne won ketenkete. Wo mu twa tro ye mu yani. Wo mu twa tro ye mu yani o. Felise ofosu dia ban dia be. O twa tro wo mu nani. He brofu wo we ne wiaw siaw hwiaw sa. We brofu sa no de dada manfo no. No tafre na no kan tell na so sa no de dada wonim se do kan atro semantics no da ne ho no de brofo da ne ho nim se manfo ne mo akiri ye bebo akiri Nana, you always sexy and you Lendro Depot, me da say. We are Bema dia, and you can't say Munu, I'm always sexy, no. And the we are say you, and think you can't say Munu. Kwabeno Foria Manfu, when you Foria Manfu or what a year for Maso and Abed Masi, where you Foria Manfu Facebook. Whatever you will do, we will force you to go to MP position for us. And no, Roy, man, Roy. Agenda 2028, Michael Kwame Usu Zesty. Kwame. Ajay, we. Asante Aguna. No kure omune se Asante Aguna nyubiadia. Na continuously omoye na Okatakyie MP no ana well edru we will be but me sechere ni nti omo di MP oho omo nsene me qualify more than that to be a member of parliament. Na yenyan take a decision. If you decide you will lead a group of people, you must first approach them and understand the direction they want to go. Eti yebehwe sampanyampa no manfo no say direction baby o maba bidu no ehefa no mo pese o mokọ na se baby o mo pese o mokọ no nso se me wa ahoden a metimi aboa asomo ame akode a ene na medi animu ame akọ menyanya ho nyansa nimde ne ahoden a de bekọ a memfa me ho nkọ se manfo ne nso ma me eti Richard Odro se agona nyameti ase. Richard, thank you very much. Agona nyameti ase. Che Emmanuel se pia wo hene Bashiru watching and learning from a year okay. Wenya Buana Kwasia Show Bashiru, thank you, Bashiru Haj. MP vibes all the way, sugar free in short, sugar. I don't know why you guys are saying MP vibes all the way, but we are good. We are good. Yabasom ya manfo no, eno ne hiame. Matena eyen kran, emfie bebree. Na MP na me pedie keka, me qualify to be a year member of parliament within a year Dome Kwabenya enclave because Dome Kwabenya matena wache pa. Sanso na se MP keke na me pedia me qualify to be a member of parliament ewo a year drabbing. If it's a me na nefie ja mo beka bumfa. Me sia ja hene na ma kwasi wo se JD MP. Emfie bebree wo dwoso. Saa time na ya dwoso drabbing. Eti eche mu no na drabbing. Encherepo aso wo do ye fe atia edi ba besi kuba se hwere so. Eba besi eye duampo. Edi besi new kofodua. Ayi your friend say no boam no awuramu bomfa all the way to Edmasa Pemna say edikosi ache ase ho nyina nso minim ho aha na eno no se ba se MP keka na nso se no de ye ka no Asante Agunafo je me boss so se yokohene ehwa na mesum wo bipuafo je me boss so se yokohene ehwa na mesum wo wi amoase bedumase akrofon so wo nyina je me boss so se yokohene ehwa na mesum eti moma ye ni nkomo ni ye eduru ho na se se manfo no se wo mu hia Okatakyie ni ye masum bibi foforo dia ye bekọ ni akọ akosom aha eti ye nko
Omo dadam wo mu ya asanfo akoyifo sister wo wufuo di wine na banch na ando
womwa banche na ko ni mo sia ye friend san womwa banche ne badwo said was here nanim sister wo fifuo di na ban we tete classic tamam pa kasa o one tina kurasi a one the body gestures one tia sia da we so one tina bumfa pa ne mpotemu one tina kokotia hwia ne mpotemu one take body gestures ya se da mo amotra cantonment ne ayi laboni ne hwan ne de we ne ye ka mo ntia sia o se wo fufuo di na wo banche ne badwo ampa banche badwo ye chebo no betimi ahwe papa yi emfie be du ohia o Ose wankọ baade a obeda didi mu amantena akurase ne baade wonte ase ye kodo afuom ye kodo aboje a ye kodo ne agiska that day no eye by day wo kọ no adwuma no wo kodo by day no age eno ne baade no wantena akurase a wonte ase da and you cannot understand the sovereign and the plight of the ordinary people tie de mekan yi die enti o man Ghana yen koso ne se we keep on electing people who do not have any knowledge of the plight of the people. They do not understand the sovereign of the masses. They can only assume. When you power tena America, ne papa ni yesu ye dia ben ye. Wo ye ni atam MP dia ma ye de ma no yesu en ye dia ben ne fa hin ne kosi hin. Na onu mu onko fom da. Ba de woni ma ne kro. Wonim de friend ba de. wonim de hiani ni go through wonim de koko ni no go through si yekobo koko ni abunu no abunu ni abunu no ansa ni yakotu abegu apata ni hata ni de ensa numu amena wo no wonim ade koro etisi obi esu no yekuani a wonte ase they only assume. So we keep on electing people who are very far from the plight of the masses. Wasi sama ankoba de ya minidi we koko ni enso ya tu koko no agu ho de abesi fie wonya atofo eti enso akoba de ansa no adidi. You are a member of parliament no te so wonko afuo ni mu bi da wo be da ate ase ba de ni sun no akwai sun no osun no be da ate ase. Samuel Oloto, why do you want to be MP in Ghana? Samuel, menya madwe se meye MP in Ghana. Nebo me se koba se meye madwene a. I believe that when you want to see a change, you must effect a change from a table you have a seat at. A table no ye make a decision, you know. Won't mean tenachiri na wonya hu dede. Now we expect say those are the table, the decision making table, no? They will effect the change you want to. And for that matter, you must find your way to the seat. Then the kind of ideas that you have, the kind of policies, the pro-poor policies that you have in your head, you can bring it to the decision-making table and make sure that those decisions matter and they count. So any day, if I decide I want to be a member of parliament, that is going to be my reason. I understand the plight of the masses. But ebisa mi ankasa mi yehiani mobroni agahini ohiani bubro na ne baneme akosua bene wa hiani bubro ana ne baneme timetia hiafo me ma me akosua bene wa akopani se mensanfom na wakotwa abe ne yekotwa abe no ayan yakwa akosoa ne yefri school ba ya betena ho ne yatutu abe no ne yatutu abe no ya de asigya so awo ne ye ufre school ba wakwa afom a wabaje so obe wa abe na ma me de nensa tumu atwia yenwo ansa ne yakosku etimetia hiafo ni suase tie de America ni ye. So I won't just be wanting to be a servant of the people for the sake of it, but the happiness of the people shall forever be the happiness of me. Their plight shall be my plight, and that has been the reason here. Makonto kwa ne ni ye kura ye si ye kotwro 10 cents dia Okatakyie 10 cents. Manfo no It is any ebe no. Why? Sa ne ebe no. Obi anso nwem hwaye. Ye decide so ayebeko yensuro ba kokura. You cannot beat anybody. Make catch you pay. I tell why. My because I'm jero. If we are some fine boy nada wo. Na me majuma if we are some manye. MC said that me buy ya manye boxing. Me if we are say adwuma ye me buy ya manye boxing. Na me hunu say talented me mu ma explore sa talent no. Na if you want me to acquire the license to kill, he said the minim say emremu no say me ye ma adwene say me ye obibi a emremu no enemy bidi. The only time there is exception to say bikunwa yenya me hwe when you and I are in the boxing ring. I know sir in Latin they say voluntary non fit injuria. To whom he consent cannot be harmed. Now exception to that rule is say me ni umienu nyina no ebe gina boxing ma na aite min training me ma chance say training kura akame kwase min training aite wonko ade min training me kame se pa kwasi wo opa ma sharaf aite me baga na mayor ma sharaf promote we mama sharaf kwan so promote me and you we will be anyamhwe. I need to explore that avenue. Boxing, you know, say I need to explore. Show my real Adam Hubia, Aquaquasi Adwatiana say, Mentise Lilliput. When I am in front of you, I am mahusive. I am imposing. Mechuwa meshuwa nkasanyasa good you. I the boys. Mechuwa meshuwa nkasa. Ukaze wedi agro home. Now I mean Sanam this year be diagro. My poster be. But anyway, that's on the lighter side. 80 boys. Morning cobre a yampo for ancraso. Maybe yampo for ancra. And say room now, Moka minim the NT minium, especially minium house for and then cry for. Or Munya can cry now, my yibo, my yile, minim the idea. The moment on Becana so more de be near de Media, yam family ramma move. Yamina fair fear in a school bem, and I cratch a sema bem. Nanka Langat and minimum ye, Kobusa Nash, Okumasi. Yamepe, and I fair fear, and I cratch a sem. Ene suku semwa bem wonti ye jai mem na wo ye mema sam kire Okatakyie Afrifa mani so a Kobusa Nash Kumasi Nash macho mai Kobusa no ngan kire na ka menemu na ye langas no na wo tejina menim nam kas meboa Kobusa bone ene bozi ene kwa nam hwa Kobusa bone ni bozi e wo do mi St John's Kobusa omo no mkan kire ye be show papa O dear, my crutch is 7 fine boy now. They say, I'm not a new near you, man, and I done a idea. You move on. We're at 4th announcement. 21st century. And so, Ofa ya mamua ye buya. Ye nuanom northness abba be deep positions of power. More. Ironically, when you give them power, instead of them to use it to help their people, wamodi yake someone cry. Mekai wa bufu ma bunfu. Many anom notness. Enye to me, see a more to me, say what the Speaker of Parliament you, so what the President you, uchemu ye panwa, or munya positions of power. Ya mwamwa kwenya so munko mukrom no mukoko developer, no mu di sit down kase remark kase cry. Omudi sit na yakese enso meni wo mienu kasa yi ensuo amanfo no enomwo ensuo amanfo no enom no ensuo amanfo no enom ne omune na ntwe na enomwo